Nocode HQ, and today we will be building a chatbot that will allow potential applicants to apply to job positions for your company, and we'll build this chatbot using Landbot. We will embed the chatbot into a simple one-page website built using Card, and all the applications will be sent to a Google Sheet. So what you will need a Landbot account, landbot.io, a Card account, and of course a Google account to create a Google Sheet, and you can create free accounts for all of these services. So the first thing you want to do is let's actually create a new spreadsheet. So I already did that. I'm just going to call it job applications Nocode, okay? And let's also define basically what data we want to collect from each applicant. So first of all, I'm going to rename this sheet to applications. Let's say you have a startup and you have a few open positions. So let's add a few basically data types here. So we want to collect the name of the applicant, want to connect the email. Let's maybe also collect a CV. Let's collect maybe a motivational letter, a motivational text, a work experience text, maybe a phone number, and of course the position for which he or she is applying to. And that's already it. You could of course add further fields depending on what information you want to collect from an applicant. Let's go over now to Landbot actually, and let's click on build a chatbot, and let's actually start from scratch. And we will be brought into the basically the editor of Landbot, which is quite intuitive and easy to use. And let me actually rename this here. I'm going to call this application bot. So basically Landbot works quite simply by just having these modules, and you can just connect basically one step to another by dragging and creating a new blog, as it says here. And you can search for different kind of features and things you can integrate into your bot. For example, just a simple message a button should send, or asking the user for something, for a text, for a name, for an email, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to go in here and edit the text, and we're going to say hello, thank you for your interest in Nocode HQ. Thank you for your interest in applying to Nocode HQ. Are you ready to go, or are you ready to start? Something like this, okay? And the user can either say yes, or just maybe let's go, okay? You can also maybe change the GIF here if you want to do that. So just click here, go on Giphy, and let's go. Let's search for that. And you can just insert something funny if you want to do that. So let's actually drag a new block here into our editor. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use picture choices. Let's just drag that or select that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a few buttons here, okay? And let's say we have 3 open positions that users or applicants can apply to. So first of all, the question is going to say, for which job do you want to apply? Okay, question mark. Let's connect the let's go button to this question picture choice here, okay? We can enter the text for these 3 buttons. So the first button should say junior software engineer maybe, okay? Again, you can add a custom image, or you can add a GIF as well again. So I'm gonna search for code, maybe something like that, like this. Let's insert that. The second button should maybe say designer, and again I'm gonna add just a simple GIF. And the third, let's say the third job position is just I don't know, SEO manager. Okay, so let's click save now. And what we want to do, we want to save whatever the user chose, so the answer basically as a variable. and you can just enter what you want to call the variable. So I'm going to call it position. Okay, and let's just click create, and now we created a new variable basically. So let's just click save, and we can now basically connect this block to a new block. And the next thing that should be asked, of course, is the name of the user or the applicant. So let's just enter the name question here. Let's connect the default button to this. So that just means no matter what button the user presses, he will be brought to this next question, which just asks, what is your name? Maybe let's say, what's your full name? And it will be saved in the variable called name. We don't have to change anything here, okay? The next thing we want to ask is the email also. So let's just click that, and let's connect that question, what's your name, to the question, what's your email? Again, same thing. It's saved as the variable email. We don't have to change anything. Let's just go back and see what else we have. So we have the name, email, the phone number. Okay, so let's just add that as well. So let me add a number question. Let's connect that, and this should be please enter your phone number. And again, this should be just number. We can create this variable, and should be of type of format number, as you can see. Okay, let's check what else we want to collect. So we have the motivational text and the CV. So for the motivational text, let's actually use just the normal text here. Okay, let's put that here maybe, and let's connect these steps. Let's say, okay, the size of text area should be long because the user should enter a bit longer text, and the question should just be please enter please enter the motivational text for why you want to work at Nocode HQ. And we're going to save this as a variable again. This is going to be just called motivation, and let's create that, and let's click save. And the last thing that we could do is just add this file feature here. So basically the user will be able to upload a file. However, I won't include that because it's a premium feature and not everyone watching this tutorial will be a premium member. So let's actually go just ahead and just delete that column. We don't need that. I'm just going to position these like this, and we can leave out the CV. If you're a premium member of Landbot, you can obviously insert that as well. And yeah, that's basically it regarding the questions. So let's just add a text at the end here. So let's send a message block, and we're going to connect that last question to the message block. And now we can also use the variables. So let's say, okay, name, your application is complete, or your application has been completed and sent off to Nocode HQ. We will reach out to you in the next couple of days if we are interested, or something like that, of course. Okay, so we're making use of the variable called name, which we're collecting in this step to make it a bit more personalized. You could also, for example, just add another sentence which says, we will contact you via the email you provided, and then enter here the email, so variables and email. Okay, and the last step is we're going to send our data to a Google Sheet, and we're actually going to use Zapier to do that. So what you want to do, you want to select Zapier here, okay? Just select that messages block, connect that to Zapier, and let's set up our integration. So I'm going to click on let's look for Landbot templates, and we want to add a row to Google Sheet spreadsheet from a new Landbot response. So let's click on use this Zap, and the pop-up will open. You of course first have to connect your Zapier account to Landbot, but that shouldn't be a problem. Once you did that, it says when this happens, so when the Zapier block is activated in Landbot. So we can select our Landbot account, click continue. We can select our block, okay, so in this case it's, let's call it all blocks. And we have to choose which bot we want to use. So in this case, I want to use the application bot that we just created. And let's click continue. And let's test and continue that. Okay, now we can define what should happen afterwards. So we want to create a new spreadsheet row in a Google Sheet. Okay, we want to create a spreadsheet row in the Google Sheet. So let's click continue. We want to choose our Google account. In this case, I'm going to use this one. I want to choose the spreadsheet. So in this case, it's going to be job applications Nocode. The worksheet is going to be applications. Let's click continue. And we can now define where what should be entered. So under name, we now have access to these variables which are sent to us by Landbot basically. However, the only thing, we don't have some sample data. So let's actually just create sample data. So let's click here on preview. And let's just quickly create our first application. So let's click on let's go. For which job do you want to apply? Let's apply for the junior software engineer. Our name is, or my name is Noel. My email is going to be this here, or let's use this one. Just something. Okay, great. So we just created a sample application. So let's go back to Zapier and let me just fetch the data again under find data. Let's just get more samples. And we pulled in some data 1 second ago. Let's take a look. And that looks quite good. Yeah, here, I love your company, which is the variable called motivation. The variable name is Noel, and so on. So that's great. So we can continue in the Google Sheets again. And let's say, okay, continue, continue. And now we should have access to all these things. So under the row or the column called name, we want to insert the name. So in this case, the name that was sent to us. The email should be obviously the email. The motivational text should be the variable which was called motivation here. I love your company. We forgot to add the work experience, but I'm just going to leave that blank right now. And the phone number is also the variable which was called phone number. Let me search for that. Custom fields number value. And position is the variable called position. So let's search for that here, position. Okay, great. Let's click continue. And let's test and continue. And that should basically be it. We can turn our Zap on, and now it should work by itself. And every time a new application is created, Zapier will send it to our Google Sheet. So let's just close that now. Let's actually go to our sheet. As you can see, we have our first application here on our Google Sheet, automatically created by Zapier with our name, the email, the motivational text. I forgot to add the field for the work experience, but I'm just going to ignore that now. And the phone number and the position for which the applicant applied. So that's basically it regarding our bot. What I'm going to do now, actually, I'm just going to create a quick application and cart or a quick website. We're going to embed this bot, make some design modifications to it, and you're good to go. And you can publish their website, and users can apply to your job. So let's go to cart now. What you want to do, you want to click on create a new page or site. We want to start from scratch. There's nothing here yet, so let's make some modifications. First of all, I want to change this here and position it to the top and make it full width. Let's change the background of this whole page, maybe, I don't know, something purple, blue maybe, if you want to do that. That's up to you, of course. And I'm going to add a text here at the top, so let's just add a text. I'm just going to say apply to a position at Nocode HQ. And then you can make that bigger, white, however you want to do that. You could add more text here, more images explaining what your company does, some links. I'm just going to add some links here maybe. Some links here. Or actually, let's add some icons. That's even better. We have some icons here. And great. So we have our just text here, our icons, and I'm going to leave it as it is right now. And what I want to also add is just the embed code. And we have to go back to Landbot now actually to generate that. So we're done building this bot. So let's go over to design. And I want to modify a few things. So first of all, in order to make this bot seem very native, I want to go to, you could change the logo if you want, the tagline. I'm going to change it to apply now to a job. Okay. Let's also change the chatbot avatar, maybe to GIF as well, bot. Okay, let's click apply. Let's go to colors and backgrounds. And what I want to do, actually, I want to remove the background and I want to hide the header. Okay, so this will mean that this will be look very native and kind of embedded into our cart application. And I really like that. So let's click apply. And we're going to leave the rest here. We're going to go to settings. We can change the Landbot name again, application bot, however you want to call it, or apply to Nocode HQ. You could hide the Landbot IO branding, however, that's a premium feature as well, but you're free to do that if you want to do that. And now let's actually click save and let's go ahead and share our Landbot. So we want to embed it into our website. And we don't want it to be a full page. We don't want it to be a pop-up. We want it to be embedded. Yeah, you could define the custom height. So let's maybe choose something like 700. And what you want to do, you just want to copy this code here, go over to cart and insert that here under code. And let's click done. Let's actually go ahead and test that now. Let's go to the save button here, to publish, and let's just say apply to Nocode HQ. Same description. I'm going to use a cart.co URL. Apply Nocode HQ, and let's go ahead and publish this page. Great, let's view our site now. Awesome, as you can see, we have our own one-page website with the text at the top which says apply to position at Nocode HQ. We have a few links here, and we have our bot which is very nicely embedded into our page. It doesn't look like an external source, to be honest. The only thing that shows you it's external is this banner here, but otherwise it looks really nice and looks quite native. So yeah, we can go ahead now and basically apply to a job. So it says, okay, hello, thank you for your interest in applying to Nocode HQ. Are you ready to start? Let's click let's go. For which job do you want to apply? Let's apply for the design job this time, okay? What's your full name? My email is going to be the same email again. I love this company and would like to work there. Okay, Noel, your application has been completed and sent off to Nocode HQ. We'll reach you in the next couple of days. If you're interested, we will contact you via the email you provided. And that's basically it. Potential applicants have an easy and quite nice way to apply to positions at your company, and it's also easier for you. And if we go to our Google Sheet now, you can see Zapier already sent the application to our Google Sheet, and we have our second application here now, which is Noel, the same email. I love this company and I would like to work there, and the phone number, and this time for the position, which is designer. And yeah, that's basically it. Regarding this tutorial, you could add more fields here now for things you want to collect. The CV, for example, as mentioned. You can change the design, add more things to your cart page, and basically modify the bot in Landbot. And that's basically it regarding this tutorial. I hope you learned something, and I'm going to see you guys for the next tutorial with Nocode HQ. Bye.